Okay, so you're heading to college, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're trying to figure out what you need, like the tech,
Yeah.
laptop or tablet. That's a big decision.
Huge. Especially with online classes and all that, right?
Yeah, makes a huge difference, especially late at night when you're trying to study.
It's not like just picking a color, you know? It can really change how your whole college experience goes.
Totally. And lucky for us, we've got a ton of articles to help us figure this out.
We've got Newswatch TV, Lenovo, Envirophone, even a LinkedIn article where a bunch of pros weighed in.
Oh, that's cool. So we're getting like the techie side, the student life,
Mhm.
and how this all plays out in your career.
Exactly. It's amazing how much each article focused on different stuff, though. Like Newswatch TV, they had this funny bit about trying to use a giant laptop in a packed lecture hall, you know, the ones that take up half your desk.
Yeah.
Makes a tablet seem pretty nice in those moments.
Oh, yeah. Like trying to cram something in where it doesn't fit. Awkward.
Totally. And it makes you think about how different college is these days. It's not just those stuffy old lecture halls anymore, right?
Yeah, you're at the coffee shop, in study groups, online.
Exactly. You need tech that can keep up with all that, which is where tablets are pretty great.
But before we go crowning tablets the winner,
Yeah.
Lenovo made a good point. It's not just about taking notes, right? It's about what you're actually doing for your classes.
Mm.
Imagine trying to edit a video or do some crazy 3D modeling stuff on a tablet.
Oh, man. Talk about frustrating.
Right, so picking a device just because it's good for notes
Yeah,
could totally backfire if your major needs some heavy-duty software.
exactly. It's about finding something that works for how you learn and do what you're learning, you know? And that's where things get interesting because Lenovo mentioned these two-in-one laptops.
Oh yeah, I've seen those. Are they supposed to be the best of both worlds?
That's the idea. Like, they heard us having this debate and decided to jump in with a solution.
I like it. Okay, so we're talking about laptops and tablets, but let's be real. The keyboard can make or break the deal. Envirophone's writer was talking about writing a huge essay on a touchscreen, and my wrists hurt just thinking about it.
Ouch, yeah. And Lenovo kind of reminded us that it's not just about comfort either. Being good at typing on a regular keyboard is still a big deal in a lot of jobs, you know?
True. For job stuff,
Yeah.
emails, even just browsing online faster. Though they both mentioned Bluetooth keyboards for tablets as a good option.
Right. Like, okay, maybe you want the slim tablet most of the time, but when it's crunch time for writing, boom, Bluetooth keyboard to the rescue.
Exactly. Best of both worlds, maybe. Speaking of making student life easier, can we talk about battery life for a sec? Because Lenovo was all about tablets winning in that category.
For sure. Nothing worse than your device dying when you're in the middle of something.
Totally. Especially if you're running between classes or can't find an outlet.
Exactly. Though Lenovo did say that laptops are getting better with their battery life now. Apparently, the newer ones with those energy efficient processors are getting closer to tablets.
So maybe there's hope. But it's not just about how long the battery could last, right? It's how you're actually using the thing.
Big time. Lenovo made that super clear. Like, yeah, a tablet might last longer if you're mostly doing simple stuff.
But if you've got a laptop going nonstop with, like, video editing or something,
That battery is going to drain way faster.
so even if they say the battery life is similar on paper,
It might not be the same in real life, depending on what you need it to do.
right, like just because two cars have a full tank of gas,
Doesn't mean they'll get you the same distance. Right. Good analogy.
it's like you assume more features always means better, but Lenovo's saying, hold on a sec, what's the point of all those bells and whistles if your battery dies before you finish your work?
Exactly. And they actually make you think about what those specs really mean for, real life. It's not just about a tablet having a longer battery life. It's, will that actually matter for me? Or am I always near an outlet anyway?
Love that. Thinking about how you actually use the thing, not just the marketing hype. And that reminds me of something Newswatch TV mentioned that I never would have considered, resale value.
Oh, yeah. Especially on a student budget, right?
Totally. Like when you graduate, maybe you want to upgrade. Newswatch TV said laptops usually hold their value way better than tablets so you could actually get some money back.
Smart move, financially speaking.
But they did say Nexus tablets were different,
Well,
right?
yeah. They run on pure Android, so they get those updates straight from Google. It's like being first in line for the newest software, which keeps them relevant longer. Better for resale.
So, future planning.
Mm.
Another thing to consider. But let's get back to the software side for a minute. Newswatch TV was pretty clear. For some fields, you just need a laptop. No way around it. They even called out those U-series Intel chips.
Yeah, those are cool. They're like the perfect mix of powerful but still energy efficient.
So you get the power for things like video editing, but maybe without killing your battery.
Exactly. Newswatch TV seemed to think they were a game changer.
Okay, interesting. Which makes me even more curious about those two-in-one laptops. Have you seen those?
Yeah, they're everywhere now. It's like they're trying to combine the best of both worlds.
Totally. Speaking of combining things, I loved how Newswatch TV talked about touch screens versus those bigger laptop screens. Because I think a lot of people just assume tablets automatically win on the touchscreen front, but it's not that simple.
Right. There's more to it than just touch or no touch.
Exactly. Newswatch TV was saying even though lots of laptops have touch screens now, they can be pricey. So if a touchscreen is a must-have for you and you're on a tight budget, a tablet might actually be cheaper.
Interesting. It's all about priorities, right?
Totally. And don't forget, typing on a touchscreen for hours, not always fun. Lenovo made a good point about that.
Yeah, your wrist would probably stage a revolt after a while.
Right. And Lenovo said, like it or not, being a good typer on a regular keyboard is still really important for lots of jobs.
Totally. It's like this tech choice isn't just about right now. It's about what skills you'll need down the line, too.
Big picture thinking. So, yeah, a tablet might be great for this semester, but will it help you in your career later?
Those are the questions, right?
Right. And speaking of screens, Newswatch TV pointed out something I'd never thought about. Laptop screens are usually higher resolution than tablets, and I'm all about that crisp, clear image.
Makes a difference, especially if you're staring at it all day.
Right. Like, who wants to go back to those old blurry TVs after you've had HD?
Hmm.
Though Newswatch TV did admit that for like curling up and reading for a long time, they'd pick a tablet any day.
Makes sense. Sometimes you just want something lighter and easier to hold.
Seriously, it's
Yeah.
like we need a whole new way to describe these devices. Laptop, tablet. It's getting kind of blurry, right?
Totally. It's like those words are starting to feel like old-fashioned with all the new tech coming out.
It's almost like the question isn't even laptop or our tablet anymore. It's
Mhm.
more like, what do I need this thing to do?
Exactly. And then you figure out what actually does that instead of getting stuck on those old labels.
Right. That's a good way to put it. This whole deep dive has been great for that.
It's about finding those little details that actually make a difference, you know?
Totally. Before this, I would have been clueless about this whole laptop tablet thing. Now, I feel like I can write a guide.
That's awesome. And that's what it's all about, not just telling you the answer, but giving you what you need to figure it out yourself.
Right. Like empower yourself. Speaking of empowering, Lenovo mentioned something super interesting. They were talking about the future of all this and how the lines between laptops and tablets might just like disappear completely. Can you imagine?
Right. That's wild. They were describing this super portable device that could basically turn into whatever you need at any given time.
Okay, that's getting very sci-fi future. Hopefully these future gadgets won't be exploding or anything, though.
Let's aim for easy to use and no crashing, please.
Agreed. But seriously, what will it be like in like 5, 10 years?
Yeah.
Will we even be having this laptop versus tablet conversation anymore?
Maybe it'll be something completely new, something we can't even picture yet.
Now that's something to think about. It's like we haven't just solved this one tech mystery, but stumbled into a whole new one about the future of technology itself.
And isn't that what's so cool about learning? It's not just about finding answers, it's about opening up even more questions, new possibilities. It just keeps going.
Thanks for watching.